Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. How are we this fine afternoon and morning? We are joining you from a very grey and wet Sussex in the UK. I tell you what, as you're joining, if you would like to put in the chat your names and where in the world you are today, and if you want to brag what the weather's like for you guys, let us know. Spring has definitely not arrived in England yet. Morning, David from Minnesota. Mark in Leeds, weather is dull, yeah, unfortunately. Leslie, Scotland, freezing, yeah. Snow in Ohio, oh no. Reasonably sunny in Guernsey, lovely, Andy. We'll take that. Just give it a few more minutes for people to join before we get stuck in. Macclesfield, Catherine, patches of sun, not bad. Grey and warm in Ireland, the worst combo, oh no. "12 inches of snow in Maine." Wowzers. Well, it doesn't feel like, it's like spring hasn't arrived for anyone. Grey and cold in Alberta, Brent. Welcome. Sophie in Guildford. UK, rain, wind and cold. Oh dear. Right. Thank you everyone for joining us today. This is our fourth tech workshop. I hope you found the ones to date useful. I am popping in the chat links to our previous workshops. So if you didn't join us, couldn't join us, feel free to watch them back at your leisure. We covered Mega Edit scripting on the first session, API and webhooks on the second, advanced content templates on the third. And then today, looking at doing a slightly more interactive session where we're going to walk you through an Infigo storefront build from scratch. You should have received an email a couple of days ago or end of last week that had links to download the files that the teams are going to use on today's session. If you haven't, there is another link for that in the chat also. So in there, yeah, like I say, there's the assets that everyone's going to be, that TJ is going to be using to build the storefront. Ideally, you could have used those as a blueprint to create your own assets, so that at the end of it, you end up with a storefront that is how you want it. But if not, just use those to build along, no problem. We've got a lot to cover today, so I want to introduce the stars of today's workshop. I am joined by two Infigo legends. Many of you will know Ben, either from his leading the last tech workshop that we did on the advanced content templates, or maybe from his days in customer support. But Ben is one of our finest front-end developers. 7 years, Ben, at Infigo, is that right?
Yep, 7 years just gone.
So there is nothing that Ben does not know about the software, so ask away. Ben is joined by Timothy Collado, also affectionately known as TJ. TJ is our apprentice front-end developer. He's currently carrying out his level 4 diploma in software development and has been with us for about a year and a half, TJ? You're muted.
So coming up to 2 years.
Coming up to 2 years.
Yeah.
So between these two, got lots of experience. And if you have purchased a site build or elements of professional services from us, there is a good chance that it will have been carried out by these two fine gentlemen. TJ is going to be running the session today. We do have limited time and lots to cover. So if it does go a little bit too fast, don't worry. We will be sharing the recording for this to everybody that registered afterwards, so you can watch it back at your leisure, pause it, and take your time whenever you need. I doubt there'll be time for a Q&A at the end like normal, but if you do have any questions throughout, please don't hesitate to ask. There is a questions tab bottom right. If you click on that and then ask a new question, either myself or Ben will be on hand to answer them as quickly as possible. So if you are watching and listening and you don't have a question, just keep checking into the questions tab, because people may be asking questions that you might have, and we'll be putting the answers to those in there. So without further ado, TJ, over to you, sir, and enjoy, everyone.
Thank you very much, Alex. Hey everyone, like Alex said, my name is TJ and I'll be delivering this Storefront Basic Skinning workshop today. Hopefully we will teach you different tips and tricks on how to set up and configure your storefront. For this workshop, we're going to be making a brand new storefront using a pre-designed brand called Scoops, and we'll be applying their brands such as colors, fonts, and various elements to make the storefront. All the assets for the workshop, as Alex mentioned, will be on the folder that was shared. Just bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen. So once you've logged into your screen, we're just going to create a new storefront, and we can do that by going to the storefront management page. So head over to your dashboard, and on the search menu, search for storefront management, and then you should see the tab right there. Give that a click. Once you're on the page, just click the plus icon and click on the Add New Storefront button. And here we can add some basic information. So the first thing I'm going to add is the Tech Workshop name, which I'll just name Tech Workshop. The second thing is the alias. The alias will define your URL path for the storefront that we are creating. So for example, you get up there training Infigo Software /Academy. So ours will be the one that we provide on the alias, which is Scoops Training. Scoops Printing even, apologies. For the description, we'll just give it a unique description so we can find it in our storefront platform. For the storefront type, we'll keep it as is for now. And then we'll move on to the appearance. I will apply some brand colors and upload the logo. As the colors currently needs to be input as RGB, I have converted the values for the primary color. To do this, click on the box that has primary color. And on the when the dialog box pops up, on the red, we want to change that value to 35. And on the green to 31. And on the blue 32, and click OK, and that should have changed the primary color. For the secondary, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill out the red and change this to 248, the green to 200, and the blue to 216, and click OK. The background color will leave as default for now. And the text color will do the same thing with the primary color and change it to 35, 31, and then 32. Now I'll upload the logo. I'll upload the logo in the on the folder, and the browser folder should pop up. Sorry. You should be able to find the Tech Workshop folder when you that you should have already downloaded. Sorry. And on the folder itself, click on Tech Workshop folder, project files, click on assets, site skin assets, logos, and then the Scoops logo color will be the one that we'll need to upload. Click open, and this should now upload automatically. For the fonts, I'll leave the fonts for now, as I will need to add a font that is not on the current list, and then I'll let the storefront initialize. While we wait for the storefront to initialize, we'll have a perfect opportunity for Alex to do the poll. Over to you, Alex.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you. Very good. Good start. Wonderful. Right, so we've got a quick poll. if you can, oh dear, this is where I'm going to struggle, isn't it? Let's submit publish poll. There we go. So you should see a poll pop up, I'm hoping. How many people here have created their own Infigo storefronts? Let's get a feel for where your confidence lies. Give a couple of seconds till those come in. Created a few, seems to be the popular one. But also quite a few people that are not confident. It's not something that's why you're here. That is fantastic to hear. And a few pros. I'll have to find out who you are. Get some tips off you guys. So good mix. Most of you have created a few, but are also here to learn more, which is exactly why we're doing this. Thank you, TJ.
Yep, so while we're waiting for the storefront to initialize, we'll just refresh the page just wait for a few seconds. Oh, it has initialized, sorry. I'm not entirely sure, but it created a double copy of the storefront here. I'll then clear cache then, if that's the case. And then switch over to the storefront. And on the platform, should be able to find the storefront that you want. You need to make sure that you select this to make sure that it is the storefront that you are changing. Once selected, we're going to create the account. We're going to create an account for the storefront. So to do that, we'll just go over to customers, customer management, and then here we're able to create a new account. All we need to do is add new. And then I'll enter in my email address and a password. You don't normally have to fill in, but I recommend filling in your first name and your last name. And then I'll set myself as a store admin. And then click save. Pro tip, if you have saved anything on the admin, make sure that you clear your cache so that it takes effect in the front end too. So I'll clear my cache now.
Love a pro tip, TJ. Pro tip.
Pro tip. Now that I've cleared cache, I can now log out of the platform account and head over to my storefront, which you'll find a default site skin site. So you kind of have the basic visual look of what your storefront's going to look like. So for that, we're going to use the URL alias that I was mentioning earlier. And then we should be taken over to our brand new created storefront. All we need to do is log in using the account, the email and password that we created earlier. And then you should be able to see. In here as well, I'd like to mention you are able to see the changes that we've already made during the store store creation. So like the primary buttons that we inputted on the appearance has now appeared here. To make more changes, we'll now head over to appearance settings. Another pro tip, if you want to get to the admin real quick, you can click the gear icon there and they'll take you to the back end. here we need to go to the appearance settings. So for that, we'll need to go to content management and appearance settings. Once you're in the appearance settings, there's a few things that we will need to make change to, such as changing the logo to white and not the color version. To do that, we can upload the image in the image tab. We recommend to always optimize your image through the sites like TinyPNG or Online Image Compressor. And in the future, we will allow the use of WebP and will automatically convert uploaded images into WebP. Yeah, for now, we're gonna upload the image, the white logo image. Sorry, that's already there. Sorry. And once you've uploaded the image, all you have to do is select the file and double click the image, which should now have replaced the last image that we had there.
Why are you uploading two there, TJ?
Oh, sorry, I'm uploading two because one logo, which is the logo color, is used for light backgrounds, such as what we see on the header, and the logo white is for darker backgrounds that we use on the footer. So you'll need both just in case your branding has darker versions and darker background, so it's more visible when you're in the front end. The next thing we'll do is upload a favicon, which is the icon that you see on the browser there, browser tab on the left-hand corner. So to do that, it's easy. Just on your folder again, you should see the favicon ICO file. You can only upload ICO files on the favicons. Normal PNG, JPEG formats won't be accepted. Once you've found your ICO file, you can then upload, and then you should see the icon appear on the left-hand side. Next, we'll upload the font. As you can see, the font has already been uploaded here, but I want to do this again just to show everybody how to do it. We need to structure our fonts when we're uploading them to the structures suggested here, which is which is the name, style, and the font weight, which is in numeric and not in like bold, light, or semi-bold, something along those lines. So, oops, sorry, I need to delete those first. So we've just bold selected and deleted it. And then again, we can go back and then upload through the quicksand folder. Bulk upload the fonts. And then in seconds, all your fonts should be uploaded. And to change the font, we'll then go to body font and then change it to the one we've just uploaded, quicksand, and then I'll click save for now to save every settings that I've done so far. Again, I'll clear cache. Like I said, the rest I'll leave for now. I'll move on to the featured image. In here, we can upload the login background that you'll see on the login when you choose the Style 2 option for a login page. For here, I'll just choose the one with the ice cream. Also, you can choose global background, which will change your background instead of using a background color into a image. And also the editor loading background, which you can quickly upload here when you have a product that is a mega edit product. You can just choose to upload the image here. Next, we'll move on to the additional color option. For the mega edit, we'll use the same color palette as we did for the appearance settings, just to keep everything consistent. So for the secondary, I'll just quickly copy the value for the secondary, and then just quickly paste it on the sidebar here. And this should now apply for the editor as well at the bottom, as you can see. For font formatting, the storefront I'll bump up to 16 pixels just for accessibility purposes. It's better for we bump these up just to make sure that when your customers and users go to your storefront, everything is kind of readable to the standard. For mega edit as well, we'll change this to quicksand just to keep it consistent, and I'll leave everything else as is. Just bear with me 1 second. For the global settings, we'll keep the home featured category to option 1. I would like to recommend that we use the image sizes that are recommended here as and another reminder to optimize your images when you do upload them, because it will save it will make your website load a lot quicker if they're all optimized. So for the featured categories, we'll keep it as option 1. Home featured products will keep it the same as well, and so is the global products. Again, we've given recommendations on the pixel sizes that you should be using for each product and categories. And for the basket style, we'll keep it similar. And then as well as checkout style, we also have different options for these. I'm sorry that I didn't point them out. You can have different options. If you click on option 1, you'll see the style change for the checkout. But for this side skin, we'll just leave it as option 2. For the login style, as I was saying earlier, we've uploaded a login background, so we'll use that. But we'll need to change the option for the styling for option 2 so that we can preview the image on the left-hand side with your login form on the right-hand side. The last thing we'll do is change the border radius for the elements around the storefront, such as buttons, boxes, blocks, and columns. So to do that, we'll just go to border radius size for elements and then bump everything to 10 pixels. And then once we've made that change, we can then go back up and then click save. Again, don't forget to clear your cache to make sure that everything you've applied is applying to the front end. The next thing we'll do is go to general settings, and we can do that via the dashboard search bar and type in general settings. And once the tab appears, just click. So what we're going to be doing here is change the storefront name. When a new storefront is created, the default title for the store is set to example store, as you can see there. However, storefront administrators can change the storefront name. Doing this will use the storefront name as a placeholder when using tokens such as store name, which I'll show you when editing the banner in the footer section. So for now, we'll change this storefront name to Scoops Printing. For the URL, we just need to check that we're just using the correct URL link, and we are, with the correct alias that we made during the storefront creation. This will ensure that we will have the correct link when using a content template with URL elements so that it directs you to the correct page, basically. And then once you're happy with that, you can then click save. And again, reminder to clear cache. The last thing we'll do on the settings is the SEO settings, which will be able to change the default title to whatever we'd like. You can configure various SEO features here. However, as this is a tech workshop, it's focused on site scanning. We will not be covering any of these today, just the basic default title name change. And then once that's been saved, again, clear cache. And now we can click on the public store. This public store icon will create a new tab. So just a pro tip for anyone who didn't know that.
Pro tip.
This will take you to the homepage of your site, where you can see some of the settings that we've already done has been applied. such as the button border radius. Now, what I would like to do, just before we get started with the homepage skinning, I'd like to create a couple of things such as the product and the category for the product. So to do that, we'll just head over to catalog, products, and product management. Here you'll be able to create a product quickly. So we'll keep everything as basic as possible, since this is more focused on the storefront skinning rather than product building. So for the name, we'll just use business card and then click create. And we'll just apply some basic settings, such as turning off the apply default styling so it doesn't create any extra padding on the product page landing, and then adding an image. The image again is within your tech or workshop folder, which you can find in the project files, assets, product and category. Product, we'll choose the product, and then the business card one. Another pro tip, but it's not really more of a pro tip, make sure you add a product pic. You click on the add product picture, because I've done it a million times and then moved on to something else and forgot to add it, and then so that my image wasn't applied. So just make sure you click that.
We will be changing that soon, but yeah, that is a good tip.
But we'll just go to the display settings, and then we'll just show the breadcrumbs, and once that's done, we can then save. And then we can move on to creating a category. To do that, on the catalog menu, we'll go to categories and then manage categories. Oh, apologies, I forgot to make sure that it shows on the homepage, so I'll just go back and quickly do that now, and then again save, and then clear cache. And then I'll head back over to categories and then manage categories to create a category page. I'll add new, similar to the creating a product. I'll make sure I'll show it on the homepage this time. And then for the category, I will just use folding in cartons, and then upload an image. We just need to go back to product and category folder, and on the category, we'll choose the folding carton and boxes image. And on the display settings, I'll just toggle off allow customers to select page sizes for now, and then show breadcrumbs. And then we'll just make sure that the title position is in the hero banner, and then click save. And then again, clear cache. And now we can head back to our storefront homepage. So I'll click the public store again. And as you can see, the featured category should show you the category that we made. And if you scroll down a little bit further, the featured product that we made. Now on the homepage, we can start editing the sections, such as the header, the banner, a couple of sections, and a couple of sections below. So to do that, here's a shout out to a new feature that we've just released recently, which is the content overlay. This is an amazing feature that that kind of makes your site skinning more efficient, because instead of going to the back end like you've seen earlier that I was doing, you can, on each page, you can quickly click on the content overlay, and then these will create a grid boxes around each section. And then by clicking the edit button, this will take you to the page that you would need to go straight away without going to the admin and then trying to find the actual page that you need, the admin page that you need to edit.
I love this.
For now, we'll start with the home, the navbar, just to quickly links all the products that we have.
Let's get a thumbs up in the chat. Who loves that new feature? I love that.
I love that new feature. It just saves me so much time. when I'm scanning websites, storefronts right now. So for categories, we'll just delete some of the items that we don't need, as we only have one, and then add in our category, which is folded boxes, folded carton and boxes. And if you didn't know, by selecting this option and going to category, you can search all the categories that you have created. So we've created the folding carton and boxes. Then you'll just have to type it on the search bar here, and then it will appear. Click that, and then the link has already been generated automatically. For the product, we'll just duplicate this. Again, another amazing feature that we've just recently released. So by clicking the duplicate button, it just copies the element here straight away with all the settings and contents already applied. So all you have to do then is delete the name or content that's already been applied there to whatever you want. So for here, we'll choose business cards. And then again, do the same thing, search product, and then business cards.
So that duplicate functionality, Timothy or TJ, really helps when you've created a more complex
definitely
content template structure, and you don't have to repeat it again and again and again. You can just duplicate, bang. Yeah.
And that goes in with our new other feature that we've just had as well, which will once I'm creating it, I will let you know what it's called. Now that I've done what I need to do on the headers page, I'll just click save. Again, clear cache, just to make sure everything has been applied on the front end. Click it again. And then, just to mention this, I have a front end clear cache tool as well that I've downloaded through Firefox. So when sometimes the back end doesn't quite clear the cache, so you'll need to do it on the front end as well. So I do suggest having a extension that clear your cache on the front end as well. Clicking that, we should have our categories applied already, and if we click these, they should automatically link to our categories and our products. Oh, apologies, I made a mistake there. I'll just quickly edit that. That should say product instead of categories. Another way to head to your admin page when you're editing is pro tip is to select on the selection drop down here, click the header, which should be an option when you're on content overlay, and then it will take you back to the admin page where you can change the content. And then once you've made the changes, click save, and then clear your cache. And then we can close this down. And then when you refresh your page, this should have been updated. Perfect. So now that we've done with the header, I would like to move on. I normally move on to the banner section. So to do that, and also we're gonna get rid of some of the sections that we don't need. So to do that, again, open your content overlay on the selection drop down. Check the homepage banner.
So that drop down list auto populates, doesn't it, TJ? So more elements you add to that page, they get added to that drop down. So you don't have to find them on the page. If you want to quickly jump to them, you can just find them in that drop down. Yes, exactly.
So, on the homepage banner, we can delete as I mentioned earlier, we can delete some of the sections that we don't need. So, for example, the section 4 columns, we don't need that. So by clicking on the X icon here and then clicking delete, this should get rid of the section that you don't want, or the element that you don't want. If you had made a mistake and didn't want to delete that section, you don't need to worry that quickly. All you have to do is go back to the editable content list. And then if we go back to the homepage banner, sorry, this should bring back the section that we've just deleted. So if you have
as long as you haven't saved it, right? TJ?
Yeah, as long as you haven't saved it, don't fret. Just make sure you don't save it. Once you've saved it, it's kind of done and dusted after that. But for now, we'll delete this and then quickly configure the slider. Bear with me. I'm just going to check my notes for these. Perfect. On the slider, we'll keep the settings as is, but for the section, we'll change a couple of things. For example, the settings here. For the background color, I'll change it to a secondary. The background image, I'll upload an image in the folder that we have. In the assets folder, we'll go to site skin, pages, homepage. Apologies, wrong folder. Homepage banner slider, and then the gelato image. We'll keep it on the bottom left. We'll keep the settings similar, the same here, and click OK. And then once the slide has been created, we can now go to add our content. But first, we'll need to add our column. Actually, I'm just going to use this 2-column image to save us some time. But we just need to make sure we configure this correctly, which is for the order, it's going to be content and then image. I would like this to switch on tablet. And then I'll keep the row order for tablet, content, then image. I'll leave the other settings here. And then maybe give this a name to banner slide 1, column content. Slide 1 content, just to give you a reference on which columns it is and what it contains. Here I'll upload the featured image that we have on the folder, which is slide 1 featured image. And then we can change a couple of the content here, which is the subtitle. We'll add in our own custom copy. As you can see here, I've used a BR tag. I mean, our inputs are capable of reading the BR tag when you've added them, such as using tags such as strong, italic, or any other ones that you might want to add. And here we're using a token that you can find at the available context token underneath. Pro tip, if you've named your if you want to use your store name on the front here, all you have to do is use this store name token instead of typing it every single time, just because it's a lot easier and it's more efficient to do so, as the store name will already be a placeholder. And we'll then change the settings, change the size to large, change the color to default, and then click OK.
But just by using like tokens like that, TJ, and also, you know, defining your default and secondary colors, it means that you're centralizing things more, doesn't it? So if you wanted to change your store name, you don't have to go and enter it into 15 different places across your site. You enter it and change it once.
It's just more, so it's so efficient that way as well. Like as well here for the paragraph, I want the name of the storefront to appear, so I just use the store name token there. And then if you want to change the storefront name to anything else, then I'll just copy it over and I'll unbold that. And then we're ready to move on to our slide 2. Here we'll change the name to slide 2 content. Oh, apologies. I'm actually not going to be using this column. I will be uploading a custom column instead. This is because I want the text to be on the left-hand side, and you can only do this with a single column, which is a custom column. And for the width, I'll keep it to 50. On tablet, I'll keep it to 50, and mobile, I'll leave it as 100. And just quickly upload the image for the background. Again, we'll click on the settings for the section, and for the default background, we'll leave it as is, and we'll upload the image for the slide 2 background here. We'll keep this on the right, and for the horizontal align, we'll, like I said, we want to have the text on the left hand side, and then we can add the content that we need. So first we'll use a title and change the size to large, and then add our content. And then add a subtitle, change it to the content that we need. And then once you're happy with everything, we can then click save. Oh, just before we go through the front end, I think I forgot to change the setting for the paragraph hits to, to default. And because I don't want it to appear as white, I'll save again, and then I'll just clear my cache.
DJ, what is the difference between default and primary or secondary?
So the default is what's already been set in the system. So for example, if you have most of our text, actually, Ben, can you quickly?
No, where you're going was correct. So default will simply inherit the text setting in appearance settings. Primary will use the primary in appearance settings, and secondary in secondary in appearance settings.
I couldn't quite find the words there. Sorry.
Sorry, DJ, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, all right. I should be able to do that at the same time. It's just thinking of why just refresh the front page. Sorry, I think it's when I didn't clear the cache. This should have changed the homepage banner. Let me just double check my content. Just save it again, clear cache. And there we go. You should now have your sliders, and this should be working as expected. The next thing we'll do is add a service icon section here. To quickly do that, we'll just go, and also I'd like to show you our new latest feature, which is the save sets, and how I would normally use this when creating a storefront, when implementing it, when I'm creating a storefront even. So to do that, I'll go to the homepage above mid-page content, which is a lot to say. But once there, we can start getting rid of the sections that we don't need by just simply deleting the section and then editing the one that we already have here. We'll just change the title to service icon.
DJ, quickly just jump to the front end and show us on the homepage which part this is. Sorry.
Oh, apologies. Yeah.
No, keep going.
This should be
this one here.
The brown one with the 2 image and the 3 column, but we've gotten rid of the 3 column.
That one. Yep, perfect.
Yep. So we're just going to be editing this one.
And that's called mid.
It's the
mid-page above content because it's above
content. It's above the featured product, and it's below the featured categories.
Okay. Perfect.
Or the banner.
Thank you.
No problem. So, like I was saying, we'll go through with the setting and the setting up of the service section, service icon section. So for that, we'll change the spacing to large, the padding to large, and the text alignment to centered. We'll keep everything. We'll leave everything as is except for the background color, which will leave default, and then have no background image. and then we'll click OK. We'll get rid of these 2-column image content because that's not what we want, and we will add a custom column that has a width of 33, a tablet width of 33, and a mobile width of 100. Oh, and then we'll also change the column name to service icon block 1, just to give it the more of a distinction. And then from there, we can start adding our content. So the first one that we'll need will be the image. Here we'll have change the image shape to round and the image size to 96 by 96. And then we'll add a custom class. Just for the people who don't know what a custom class is what we give to an element that we want to configure via CSS so that we can change its style or layout depending on our configuration. You can select these classes when writing your CSS, so it's only affecting these elements that contain these special classes. For example, here, I'm going to add the has icon border radius, which will add a border radius for the image, and is pink is a selector that will add a background pink to the image. And then we'll click OK. And then we can add a subtitle and then add another content, which is a paragraph. Now that I've created the basic template and layout that I would need for this section, all I would need to do is duplicate it and then change some of the elements, such as the name, to block 2. And then give this one a block 3 column name. For the columns for the second block, we'll just change the custom class to is green and click OK. And then for the image for the third block, we'll just change the is pink to yellow, so we can have kind of like the gelato color pattern going on. Once you're happy with the layout, I would then click save just to make sure you have it. And then we can go then add our content. Before that, actually, we can use the new feature that I was talking about, which is a save set. A save set basically allows you to call any element or sections throughout the storefront when you're creating it. If it's using a content template, so you would be able to save this. This is on the homepage. Just give this a name, service icons. And then if you would like this on the product landing, and if you would like this to appear on your product landing, you just then call it on the product landing admin page, and then it will basically be loaded with all the predefined settings that we've already configured. So it will save you a ton of time, because I can't rave about enough how many times I've had to create a section and kind of
TJ,
like
what you're demonstrating there is creating a section that you're going to use on one page of the site, and then being able to reuse that same thing in multiple places across the site.
Yes, perfect. Exactly.
Once you duplicate that set, are they linked in any way, or are they then independent so you can independently edit them?
They are not linked, and then you can independently change each sections to the way you want it, but it will give you the basic layout of what you've already have.
Perfect.
So for this, we just need to add our sorry, I'll just quickly save this before anything else. And then add our content that we need. So for the image, we'll just upload the service icons, which you'll be able to find in the homepage folder featured section, and then the print icon. Hey, for the subtitle, we'll just give it a title such as print quality, and then give it a paragraph. For the block 2, we'll just use the phone icon, and then give it a subtitle. Apologies. And then give it a paragraph 2. And just unbold that. And similar for the image for service block 3. We'll use the boxes here. And then add something along the lines of free standard delivery. And then add the text that we need for the paragraph. And unbold that. Once that's done, we can then save it. Now, before we move on, like I said earlier, when you've added a custom class, you will need to upload a CSS file to make sure that those classes are affected and will have the styling that you'll need. So for that, we'll just head over to the to the admin dashboard and then type in CSS override. And then once you're on the CSS override page, you can then upload your CSS file. For that, we'll go back to assets, project files even, and then click the CSS folder. In there, you should have a CSS file called skin, and then we can then upload that. Once that's been uploaded, you can clear your cache again and then click on Public Store, which should now have these lovely blocks of icons that kind of makes the storefront stand out a bit more now, and like kind of steers it towards the branding of the specific storefront.
So that CSS upload, TJ, really provides the flexibility to our customers to target and edit.
Definitely.
Pretty
to kind
much
of give
anything, right?
Yeah.
And
gives it the,
what CSS framework do we have a CSS framework that the guys?
Yep. Well, we currently use Bulma for our CSS framework.
Right, so so Bulma is a standardized framework, right? And you can Google it and find out about the structures it uses and the classes it uses, so that you can use that on Infigo quite easily, right?
Yep. They have a bunch of helpers on their site that you'll be able to use on our actual sites, such as like if you want to add weight to your fonts. But they have a ton, so I'd suggest going over there when you're creating your storefront. After that, we'll be able to do the last section, which is the homepage below, which is just below the featured products. So we just need to go there by the content overlay and then homepage, mid-page below content. And here we can again use the section that's already been pre-created. All we need to do is change a couple of things, such as changing the name to the scoops, right? Making these maybe a bit large, and then add another custom class. and then we can start adding our content. Oh, apologies, I'll be using the custom class again for this section, so I'll just upload that now. And then give the width of 40 for desktop, 50 for tablet, and then 100 for mobile. Here we'll add the content, which is an image content. To find the content, you'll just have to go back to your folder. On the project file, go to Assets, Skin Assets, Pages, Homepage, and then it should be on the Featured Section folder, which is the lovely looking scoops here. And then we can add another custom column, or we can click the duplicate feature here, which will just automatically duplicate them. Then we can just change a couple of the settings, such as making this bigger, and then we'll, yeah, sorry, just double checking that I have the right configuration there. And then deleting the image content and then replacing this with a subtitle. Sorry, I'm just checking my, yep, title even. Giving it a title of the Scoops Ways, and then adding a paragraph.
Is everyone going to get ice cream at the end of this, TJ?
Well,
I'll
leave it to you, mate. If you want to send everyone, not the ones who are covered in snow, maybe the ones that are like in the beach or something. But yeah, now that I've created that, now that I've added the content that I need for the columns, I can then, I actually want two sections here, but I want the same one as the Scoops Way with the styling that's just kind of like different a bit. So for that, I'll just duplicate this, and then change this to Inspire Me. See how easily that kind of like the whole section is kind of done by just clicking the duplicate button and leaving everything else kind of like already pre-filled for you. And then all you have to do is kind of, sorry.
DJ, sorry, buddy. We're just conscious of time in case people have a hard stop. Do you want to jump to emails? If that's the last piece, is it? And then
yep, I'll just upload this.
Need to jump off. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, sorry. I'll just upload this image here, and then we'll go straight to emails. I just want to show you that well, our full kind of homepage look. Apologies. And then sorry, yeah, I'll just go to the homepage. Oh, apologies, that didn't clear cache. Sorry, did you want me to move on to email templates now?
Well, no. If people do need to jump off, don't worry. The recording will be sent out. But yeah, if you've got lots of bits left to cover, just in case.
Oh no, it's just this and the email.
Perfect.
Pretty much, I just need to refresh this on the front end, and then you should have the lovely sections going there. And then that's pretty much the homepage, kind of like the basic design for a homepage that I would kind of configure for this branding.
DJ, you've just talked yourself out of a job. You've just created a fantastic looking website in 30 minutes. Well done.
There you go. I mean, that's how easy it is for us to use. Well, for us to use the admin in our software. So, and adding special thing set out left, right, and center. I mean, it's easy enough to do. Sorry, I'm just gonna close some of these tabs just because they do accumulate over time.
I think
and
it's not
then,
only TJ talking himself out of a job, it's also testament to all the new tools we've been releasing recently just to make it so quick and easy to edit a website.
100%. Now I'm just going to show you how to set up an email template. So for that, we'll go over to the dashboard on the left-hand side corner and then search for email message templates. Once you're on a template, we're just going to do one, which is the password recovery. We'll just click edit and it will take you to the actual page for the password recovery. And then here we'll use the content template editor. Click yes to switch over the editor. And then we can select the emails content template. And this should populate a layout that's already been set. We just need to fill in the blanks. So for subject name, we'll leave it as is. Here we can download a logo that we choose. So for that, we'll go to the SiteSkin assets. We'll choose the Scoops logo. And then for the title, we'll use password recovery. And then for the main content, we're just going to add something along the lines of this and keep it centered. Apologies. Perfect. On the left-hand side, you can see there are many tokens that we can use. So, for example, it won't just be the store name. You can add almost any of these tokens here that will work with the email templates. And then we'll add an additional content. We just need to select it on the drop down here and then add more content to our email. There are also different types of selections that we have on the email, such as if your customer has canceled their order, these are already pre-filled presets that we've configured for you guys. Oh, Ben more than me anyway. And for like if they've just ordered and their order has been delivered, you can just quickly check this and it will pre-populate with the content that's needed within the email, which is very handy. And then for the last, we'll just chuck in a footer content. And then before anything else, we'll save.
So I noticed again here, TJ, you're using those tokens again.
Tokens, yes. Yep. Like I was explaining, you can use all these tokens on the right-hand side here to populate any of these texts. Again, these are placeholder tokens, so any values from our backend or the database will be pulled in, so that you don't have to keep going and filling out these one by one. So they're already done automatically. Now that I've saved this, all I would like to do is test the email to make sure that it looks exactly the way I would like it to look. So for that, I'll test. I'll just send a email to my account, and then to check that it's been sent, we'll just head over to message queue.
Ben, while we're waiting for that, do you want to just talk about once you're happy with the storefront, it's in test mode, pushing it live?
Yeah, sure. Whilst TJ's here, I'll let him do that. Quickly show off the emails. Then whilst you're here, just if you want to quickly scroll through just like email TJ, so you can see that all of the tokens and such are where they should be.
Apologies.
So just on the just on the page you were. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So I'll let you finish up, and then I'll go through that, Alex.
Yeah. So if I scroll here, you can see all the you can see the email with the logo that I've added, along with the titles and the information that I need, and that's basically how you set up the emails. We actually even have the emails here that I've sent on my email. If you want to see the full view.
Perfect. So, one thing to quickly note on those emails, which I don't know if you're about to mention, TJ, so sorry if I'm cutting you off there, but the tokens are currently still just tokens there. That is only because TJ sent through a test email. When it's a test email, you'll see the tokens loading as themselves. When you send through an actual email, such as when you place an order or request password recovery, in this case, you'll get the tokens replaced with the actual content. Going back to what Alex said a moment ago, however, when it comes to going live, so by default, when you create a new storefront, you'll actually see it's in the test mode. So TJ, could you quickly hop back onto storefront management, please? Just whilst I'm explaining this, just to show off that when you create your new storefronts, they will be in, you have to sign in as a platform admin. I think you signed out. So they'll be in the test mode, which basically means you'll be able to see it when you're on the front end. In the bottom right, there'll be something saying test. All that means is all users created and all products, orders placed will be created as test users and test products. What that means is when you're ready to go live in Storefront Management, you'll be able to simply change it from test mode to live mode, and all that test data will be deleted. Now, you can go into things such as orders where they're actual live orders and say, mark this as not a test, and it'll be maintained when you're going live. But the purpose of that is simply so that you can actually test your storefront properly without having to worry about cleaning up data to make sure your reports meet everything correctly. And on top of that, when it comes to setting up a storefront, so I noticed there are a couple of questions concerned about people being able to access the storefront whilst you're building it. Now, when we obviously need, and you as well will need an actual URL to get to the site. So every website will need a URL working, which is what the purpose of the alias URL TJ set up all the way at the beginning is. And the purpose of those alias URLs are just simply to set up effectively, usually as a temporary URL, which will allow you to access the storefront. And then once you're done with that, you can go, once you're ready to go live, you can go ahead and set up what you call a live URL, which will be done through the binding process, where there are articles on that on a help desk, and the support team can help you with that when it comes up to getting your binding set up, which will be your own personal URL. And once you are ready to go live with the own personal URL, you can then just simply go ahead and click edit if you want to quickly. We're not going to go live right now, but just TJ, if you could click edit for one of your storefronts, please. You can see on that drop down there where it says test, simply change that to live and click update, and then your storefront will go live. All the test data will be gone. Was that everything, Alex, or is there something else?
Yeah, no, that's good. Perfect. We had a few questions on that, so it's good to just address that at the end. Wow, thank you very much, TJ. TJ, just bring us back to the storefront homepage again, just so everyone can see what you've built. I hope some of you have managed to create something similar. I do have a quick poll for those still with us, just to see how much you were able to follow along. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'd like you all to join me in saying, well done, TJ. It's his first of these, and
Thanks,
we really threw him in at the deep end doing a live demo.
Yeah.
You're fantastic, TJ. Well done. That was
Thank
brilliant.
you.
And I hope
I hope everyone learned a little bit from what I was saying. If not, then maybe watch the video again.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. So after this, thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you found it beneficial. A email will be sent afterwards with the recordings on, so please watch it back at your leisure. And thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Well done, TJ, and thank you all. Take care. Until next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.